In celebration of the 50th anniversary of Sid Banks' enlightenment experience, individuals have been impacted by the three principles understanding are sharing their insights and stories of transformation. Please welcome Yael Abramson. Hi, Yael.
Hi, Rick.
Good to see you again. So I have 4 questions for you.
Okay.
Could you briefly share your life, what your life looked like before you had your first insight into the three principles?
That's a very big question. Before I came across this understanding, I lived a very, I would say, vigilant life. I was always worried around me. I didn't have much hope for myself. I didn't think much of myself. I was diagnosed with manic depression. I was dealing with post-trauma. I was diagnosed with ADD and then later on ADHD. And I went through psychosis more than 5 times. And that's how my life looked like it was going to play out till the end. Since I was about 15, I started having these suicidal thoughts that I really did not like their company. But I kind of had this agreement with myself that if life doesn't change till I'm 26 years old, I will just commit suicide. And that was kind of a relief for me, because I stopped, thinking about what's going to be, because I kind of gave myself to live till 26. So that was kind of like, okay, I'm going to do the best I can. With all this happening, I also, went to the army, very anxious, very afraid of everything. Didn't think that I was smart. But with that, I would have these moments of happiness. I would look forward to family events or trips, that I would take with a friend, or I would enjoy nice bike rides, but I didn't think of life as something that was worth living. And I was very mad, upset, and insecure most of the time. I thought that was my personality. So before I came across this understanding, you can say that I was kind of lost. And I thought that that's just who I was. Like, everyone know how to figure out life. Everyone know how to do things. But I'm like the B human. Like, I could get like a C minus or a D or an F in being human, and everyone know how to figure it out. Yeah, I think I was also, I don't know if you would call me obese, but I was 125 kilos, and I struggled with my weight since I was about 12 years old. So in this state of mind, I came to first hear about Sydney Banks and his teachings.
Oh, great. So what was your insight?
I don't think it was one,
Mm-hmm.
but the first time that I sat in a workshop in the Tikkun offices with my childhood friend Chana Rosenblatt, I was fascinated that my childhood friend was speaking in front of a group, that she was having a group. But what I heard in those 3 days was that we all live in the middle of mental health. We just don't know it. I don't think it was an insight like I understand an insight today, but I felt something inside. I felt that that was true. I just didn't know what. And I started understanding something about the inside out versus outside in. And I had this sense that if everyone understood, including me, what they're talking about here, what they're pointing to, we would have peace in the world. And 6 months after that, I lost 50 kilos. So I kind of went back to listen more because I didn't know what happened. It wasn't, it's like I didn't see that I have an insight. It happened without me understanding. But 2 years later, after I started, in this 2 years, I was less upset and less insecure and less mad. I was in a breakout room with Dr. Bill Pettit in the 3PUK conference. And when someone asked him, so what does a person have to do to get off medication? He said, when we understand the connection between our human and our spiritual nature, something like that, don't take my word for it, I saw how innocently manic episodes and psychosis was created in my mind. I saw it happen. And when I saw that happen in that moment, I knew that I was healthy. I just knew it. I guess that was my big insight.
Wow, that's goosebumps. So how has your life changed now, and your practice changed since gaining this understanding of based on the three principles?
Before, I didn't have a practice. My practice was only, it was working and living life from brokenness. So if before I worked in a kitchen and I went to culinary school and I did some things that I liked doing, now I started seeing that there's a very big misunderstanding about mental health. The way I see it is that there is no mental illness. There's a misunderstanding what health is. So with that, I created a practice where I help people see where health is. I share my story in various places, podcasts, sometimes universities, and help people see how they can help themselves and create the life that they want. And lately, what I've been doing is combining the things that I really love doing, like cooking and understanding about food and nature and wood turning, and putting them together with this understanding and sharing in that way, like being present in life. I'm living. I can say that I am living. Before, I would be dealing with life, and now I live. I always have more to learn. There's always more to see, or there's always more and more to fall into myself and to enjoy life. But I feel like before I kept on missing the bus, and it was like I didn't know where to wait for the bus stop of life. I didn't know where to get on. And now I feel that sometimes I leave without knowing, but for the most part, I'm living. I'm creating, I'm enjoying. I love being with my family, where in the past I just couldn't stand even thinking about them. I have a beautiful relationship with my parents, where in the past, oh, how much judgment I had about how they raised me. I love life. I love all of life. And I find it fascinating. And I find that understanding how human beings work and who we really are is really super.
Mm. And and just for the record, you the 20 you're past 26 years old now.
Mm, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I when I was 26, I was going through a very hard time, and I tried that. It didn't work. I tried to kill myself,
Mm,
and I took many, many pills, and I woke up the next day, and that sucked because I had to go to work because I was awake. And now I'm 39 years old, and I feel that when I was 24, I felt like I was 50 or dead.
yeah.
And now I feel like I'm young, and I play around with my nieces and nephews, and I dance on the floor, and I slide on the biggest slides in the playground. I yeah, and I'm way past 26 and living.
Excellent. Excellent. So how do you see this understanding changing the field of mental health and our understanding of the human spirit?
Um, I think that with a little curiosity, um, I mean, the thing that pulled me, the thing that caught my ear in this understanding that Mr. Banks was a very simple man. He wasn't an educated person. And for him, when I heard that he saw something into insecurity, when I heard his story, I knew that I could as well. That I didn't have to be smart. I didn't have to be, I didn't have to know something that I don't have inside in order to see something new. And my hope is that can we can all unlearn things and give ourselves a chance, give ourselves a chance to hear something about ourselves, to be able to enjoy this beautiful life that is right here already. And I see mental health rising, and mental illness kind of dissipating and taking, a few steps down from health. um, I have a dream to make a dent in the mental health world, and I see it working slowly. There are many people around the world sharing this understanding, and my hope is that by listening and living more and more from life, from health, from love, that who we are wakes up something in someone else and say, oh, maybe I can as well. And we all come together, and we don't all come together. We all come together in ourselves. We all bring we become one with ourselves, and then we all share this beautiful life together.
That's it's wonderful. That's uh, it's quite a tribute. Thank you, Gail. Um, you know what, your contrast, between, and before and the after is so powerful. And what came up for me was, this whole idea around exception. And when we can look at the exception to the rule that we created, um, there's a huge transformation there, because we can take it in a more positive direction, as opposed to you saying, well, I'm the exception and therefore, so thank you for sharing.
Mm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Rick.